What's happening? Hey, listen, I was out Saturday visiting with a new client, and you know, some interesting things come up about why she might not be successful at keto. And I did a video about this the other day, but I had a lot of other things in there. I just want to touch on a couple of things. Really need you to listen to me. You know, it's real important that if you're a client that you stick to the plan. There's a lot of information out there about different recipes, especially the idea that all fiber, in other words, if I got 20 grams of carbohydrates and 15 grams of fiber, I'm only going to have a net fiber of 5, and that's going to impact my blood sugar accordingly. Listen, that is not true. That is not true. I've tried it. I went in and started making a lot of keto bread, a lot of keto desserts. I was under my 30, 40 net carbohydrates a day and out of ketosis, completely out of it. And they've done some research, Thomas DeLauer has done some research that shows that absolutely too much carbohydrates, even with a high amount of fiber, will throw you out of ketosis. So it's real important that you stick to the plan. If you start getting away from the plan and adding in some of these keto desserts, trying some of these recipes, Marilyn and I will be posting recipes that are good for any of the first 4 weeks and ongoing. But the recipes that you see on there that are using a lot of almond flour, sugar alcohol, coconut flour, and things like that are absolutely going to throw you out of ketosis. So it's real important that you don't do that. The other thing is, look at your food labels. Look at your food labels. I was looking at a food label yesterday, and it said 0 sugar added. But then it had peanut butter powder, peanuts, salt, and cane sugar. But it said under the nutrition label, 0 sugar added. But in the ingredients was cane sugar. How do they get by with that? Well, if it has less than 1 gram per serving, then it is considered 0. So if I got 0.9 per serving, I can call it 0. Man, that is so tricky. Because I look at some of these, and Marilyn did a good job the other night of explaining that first ingredient in that list of ingredients is the ingredient that it has the most. And this was like second or third on the list. Anyway, my point is you cannot always go by the nutrition label. You've got to look at the ingredients. And if you see things like sucralose or lactose or corn syrup or high fructose corn syrup or sugar, even if they say organic cane sugar, listen, it's still bad, still going to knock you out of ketosis, still going to work against the plan. And that's why you're not succeeding as much as the next guy, because you're working outside the plan. Now, the people that are successful, the ones that communicate with me all the time, sending me backs of nutrition labels, sticking to the plan, they're the ones that are losing the 50 and 60 pounds in a matter of months. So I want you to remember that. And keto desserts, they don't exist under this first 4 weeks. They do not exist. And they don't exist for several months until you reach your plan, unless we have what we call a cheat day. If I continue to coach you after the first 4 weeks, there'll be times that you'll get stuck, and I'll tell you, all right, here's a good keto dessert recipe, or here's a good keto bread recipe, or I want you to add this or that for a few days to readjust your metabolism so you can drop back down and get back into weight loss. One of the reasons I decided to make my own protein powder is because most protein powder you look at contains maltodextrin. Now, maltodextrin is a genetically modified waste product that comes from corn and potatoes, bad anyway, and it is real sweet, light and fluffy, and they use it as a filler. And what they want you to do is they want you to make you think that 16 ounces worth of product is actually 30 ounces by adding this stuff to it because it's so cheap. They put it in there. That's what they put in the Splenda. Splenda says 0 calorie. It is 0 calorie per teaspoon, but if you use a cup, it has 24 carbs. Because that 1 teaspoon, how many people use a teaspoon of Splenda for anything? I mean, come on. The same thing with the food labels and the sugar-free coffee creamers. If I'm less than a tablespoon, whatever it is, then yes, I'm less than 1 gram of sugar, so they can say 0 sugar. But however, one of the first ingredients when you flip that over and look at the ingredients is high fructose corn syrup. One of the worst ingredients. The worst ingredient is a maltodextrin. The next one is a high fructose corn syrup. And they throw it in everything. They throw it in anything. You pay less for something with added sugar than you pay for the pure thing without the added sugar. Man, that is jacked up. And it's the sugar that is making everybody sick. The lady brought out her vitamins. And we began to look on the back of her vitamins. And man, there was a lot of maltodextrin in those vitamins. So something, and then the protein powder, a lot of maltodextrin. So something that's supposed to be good for you, something that's supposed to be healthy, is actually bad. That's why you need a good coach. That's why you need me. That's why if you're my client, you need to communicate with me. Do you want to be successful or not? I mean, if you're my client and you've decided to go a different direction, that's cool. I know I'm not going to help everybody. I know for a fact, if you'll communicate with me, let me know what you're eating, get with me every few days, check with me, tell me how things are going without me having to check with you, I know for a fact 100% success rate for those who follow the plan. Why can I say that? Because if the plan ain't working, we're going to change it. We're going to figure out what's going on. Anyway, be careful to stick to the plan. Going back over the net fiber, it doesn't work that way. Food labels. Don't just go by the nutrition information. Read the ingredients. Stay away from the keto dessert. Stay away from them. They'll knock you out of ketosis and stop weight loss. Let me tell you what happens. When you add carbs and fat, you add weight. Not a little bit of weight, a lot of weight. And then that maltodextrin, look for that. The corn syrup, the high fructose corn syrup, the sugar, pure cane sugar. I had somebody tell me one time, well, it's organic cane sugar. Isn't that good? No, I don't care what kind of sugar it is. Sugar is sugar, and sugar is bad. Bad. Sugar is bad. No matter what kind of sugar, it's bad. So, listen. Big night Thursday night. By Design Fitness and Nutrition. First, Facebook Live seminar. I need y'all to get behind me, share this information. Anyway, I pray that God bless you richly. The only way you can be blessed by His only born Son, Jesus the Christ.